Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to D Smith Let's Discuss. Welcome to today's session. Kendrick Lamar. Why is old boy jealous of Kendrick Lamar? Kendrick Lamar is going to explain in his own words. Shout out to, I want to say, Volcro. I hope I'm pronouncing this name right. This brother, this lady, this person, this entity put together a great video. And Kendrick Lamar own words. Great video, no commentary, just Kendrick Lamar dropping gems after gems after gems. Facts. Now we know old boy wants to be a gangster. We know old boy wants to be a gangster. We know this guy wants to be a thug. While this is in Kendrick Lamar, the lifestyle, old boy tries to copy it. But it's not in him. Check this out. Welcome to the session. Let's go.
All lies will be exposed.
Oh my God! Certified lover boy, certified what? Kendrick, stop!
And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
This man won 5 Grammys off of one song.
The Grammy goes to...
The Grammy goes to...
Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar.
There's no discussion anymore, bro. Kendrick has won the beef.
You know, at the end of the day, past all the politics, past all the numbers, it's what music make you feel.
You are a part of the generation who were killed when they were riots in LA.
Yeah.
And I was there.
But did it still affect you back then or in your family?
It definitely affected us back then, you know. Anytime I smell smoke, some type of smoke, I think of Black people, right? Just a certain smell, wood is burning, and shit like that is burning. That triggers for sure for my memory.
There's smoke everywhere. My pops had a bunch of rims, car rims in the back, because he just came out to swap me and took like a whole bunch of rims. Went back to the house, then he came back again and had like a refrigerator or something like that.
You are the generation who saw a black president, but you are the generation who saw many black people still killed by the policemen. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to live in that schizophrenia?
It's tough. It's really tough, especially growing up in the city of Compton, because it's so easy.
This is why Drake is jealous. He has never lived this type of lifestyle. He only dreams about it. He only associates with it, the thugs, the futures. That's why he is envious, jealous of Kendrick Lamar.
Easy to get your hands on negative.
Basically coming to grips with reality. Saying I'm a teenager, I'm out here. It's a possibility.
And I know what people are going to say. Drake is jealous of growing up in the ghetto because K-Dot did? Yes. If you know, you know. It's certain bonds you create. It's certain resiliency you go through going through this stuff. And Kendrick has gone through it. So a little diss by Drake, nothing. After you've been through this, facts.
Chance that I won't see tomorrow.
Do I have this right? You saw your first murder when you were 5 years old?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
It was outside my apartment unit. A guy was out there serving his narcotics and somebody rolled up with a shotgun, blew his chest out. These stories are so serious and so...
Think about that, man.
It's just about me seeing somebody get killed. Just as a kid. Yeah. Being right there and knowing how it all went down, you feel me? Immediately it done something to me right then and there to let me know that...
Trauma.
This is not only something that, you know, I'm looking at, but it's something that maybe I have to get used to.
I was started from my family in Chicago. I came straight to Compton in 84, had me in 87, so the gang culture was always in my life.
I was raised inside the gang culture.
My parents fairly young, you know, so I actually grew up with them. And I was in a household where they partied and they had fun.
Me being in a household with all these house parties, you know, my parents being young, it was a new life for me. It was a fast life. And me being the only kid, I got to witness all of that.
Was your dad in a gang or something?
Yeah, he was affiliated.
He was affiliated.
Mm-hmm.
So your dad's in the gang. They decide to move to Compton.
Right.
How do you avoid getting into the gang lifestyle in Compton when your dad is not telling you it's a bad thing? You know?
Well, he's actually telling me.
I was probably like the only one out of my friends. I had about 30 friends in the neighborhood. The only one that had a pops there every day telling me, yo, don't do that.
My pops did what he had to do, to put food on the table. Sometimes it wasn't always, the super legit way. And me being young, I was a pretty wise kid. I knew what he was doing. You feel me? This is, for a minute, man, like, I want to be just like him.
As I grew as a person, I had to make the choice, and I found out what was right and what was wrong.
I think at the end of the day, it made me into a positive person. Living in a crazy ass city. That's my whole story.
California Love. So you were on the set of the video when you were like 8?
Mm-hmm.
How did you get on set?
I was about 8 years old. They were shooting a video in my neighborhood in Compton. My father seen him. Went 2 blocks down, got me. By the time he got me, everybody was out there. It was like pandemonium. He put me on his shoulders. And there he was, Dr. Dre and Tupac right there. And I think it was a white Bentley. That moment right there, whether I know it or not, subconsciously, I think it eventually branched me off to what I'm doing now. It was already designed and destiny. That day I said, I want to have an influence like that on all these little kids. 15 years later, I meet Dr. Dre and I explained that story to him when I seen him. And he remembered that exact same moment. And remember them kids that was out there. I said, Dre, I was one of them kids that was there.
I was raised around music my whole life. From gangster rap to oldies.
Since he was born, I brought him home listening to stuff like NWA, rap, oldies, everything. That's probably how he got inspired.
It was inevitable. I really was a big Pac fan. Pac passed, it was a void that was missing in hip-hop. DMX came out.
I started writing because DMX, first album, when he came out, because it was a void that was missing. I need to hear some real shit that motherfuckers that I can relate to.
And as a kid, I connected with it.
Facts.
I see my older cousins going through the same
DMX.
type of feelings and emotion that these artists are going through.
I'm so far ahead of my time. I got people 5 years from now press rewind.
I wrote my first.
See, this is experience. Old boy has never been in a setting like this. He never been in a cypher surrounded by 30 kids spitting bars. Oh, yes, he has. The lies you tell, never. And this is why old boy is envious of Kendrick Lamar.
When I was 13 years old, I was just rapping about killing people. Oh man, I think I probably killed about 30 people in like 2 bars. I done sold this amount of dope.
Because that's all we've seen. That's all, that was around us at the time. And the city relate to that.
Boy K-Dot, give a shout out Dipsy.
Before the world knew me as Kendrick Lamar, I was K-Dot.
The nickname, that's been acquired since I was a kid, just been in the neighborhood. That name always be there. I go back to the city now, they don't call me Kendrick.
I jumped in the booth at 16, did my first mixtape, the youngest head nigga in charge, and I wanted to start in Compton, so I spread it out at the school, Centennial High School, the school I went to in Compton.
That was the era when I was a student of the game. I was studying everybody, people from Jay-Z, DMX, to Wayne.
It took really a lot of years of preparation.
All that progressed, we constantly staying in the studio, practicing, putting these tapes out, training day, Kendrick Lamar, if you OD, that's just constant practice.
It caught the buzz, man. It caught the ear. Cat named Dude Dog. That was in the industry. Somebody looked up to in the neighborhood.
I remember Top sitting inside the boys, like, go in the booth. Let me see if this really you rapping. He put me in the booth and I freestyle for like 2 hours before he said, okay, it's really you. And that was the beginning of my test.
And I've been with him since I was 16, man. Top Dog Entertainment.
You grab me and J-Rock off the streets, get in the studio, do something better with your life.
They basically developed me to where I'm at today. And locked me in the booth and made me study my craft.
We had nowhere to go, all in the same studio. The more and more we was in there, we built a brotherly bond.
Myself, Schoolboy Q, Absol, J-Rock, Black Hippie, Carefree, that.
This is what old boy is jealous of. This bond, this brotherhood. He buys that bond and brotherhood. It didn't grow naturally. Like Kendrick, J-Rock, Absol, Schoolboy. If you know, you know, man.
That's the meaning behind that title. We feel like we have our own style and our own sound, and we're not confined with what the industry wants us to do or what radio wants us to do.
Man, I'm in the city of Compton, checking out my man. You might know him. He goes by the name of K-Dot, but recently changed his name to
Kendrick Lamar. K-Dot was a student of the game, just learning his niches, and by the time I became my own person, Kendrick Lamar came and have more story and more details than what I'm talking about, and more concept, I felt like these people need to know who I am, not just a person out here rapping like every other person in the world, you know what I mean? Well, I felt like it was a time for the world to know me as a person, rather than just a person that can rap 100 bars. It was not only a different name, but a different approach in the music style, that actually stood out from the rest of the pack.
It feels like when you change your name to Kendrick Lamar, that's when a change happened in your career, like you started to get noticed by different people, and it was like you took a different turn.
What was like that first moment where you thought like, wow, this is actually turning a corner? Like people are really getting it.
I think it had to be the Kendrick Lamar EP. When I did the Kendrick Lamar EP, it had more substance and more meat. Started to realize that the more I did that type of music, the more people was related to me.
That was basically me introducing myself to the world. Like I said, where I'm from and who I am. But after Kendrick Lamar OD, that was an extension of that, giving more of me over the ghost of me. And right now, I'm working on a project called Section 8.
Section 80, it means a generation, my generation. When I said Section 80, I talked about everybody from 1980 to 2011. Teenagers, young adults, just going through the trials and tribulations of becoming an adult and being responsible. I want them to know that I'm not talking to them, I'm actually talking with them.
It's me times 10 for the Kendrick Lamar OD. Section 80 is you times 10. I feel like I accomplished it, because I go in the streets and be like, man, yeah, you did it for me.
I got a lot of criticism on that album cover. People think that if you have a Bible, it's supposed to be some holy words. That's a person that's already, saved. I'm not speaking on them, they're good. I'm speaking on a person that's looking at this clip you just put on the short, these condoms, a woman's lipstick, and sees this Bible, showing that he's still a human being, but he's trying to find himself at the same time. That was the whole point.
I definitely expected the impact that Section 8 has, only because, I think I executed it well to where, it made sense to everybody.
Nigga, you got the torch there, you better run with it. You better run with it, nigga, because it's yours.
So you're on stage now, and you've got Dre, you got Snoop, and you got The Game, and then they crown you.
Look at the game hating ass. Look at the game hating ass. Snake!
You King West Coast. How does that feel?
It feels great. That's a lot of responsibility for sure.
Man, he's a hero. For them to come back full circle and embrace me.
Man, it feels like the grind and the dedication really pays off at the end of the day. That's how I feel. Feel good.
That moment right there was all the emotions coming out, on stage, from the hurt, the struggle that my family been through. The ones I lost, the ones that want to see me make it, but didn't get to see that moment. All that came out on that very stage.
I don't think they really understand the story all the way. How more in depth the story really is of my life of growing up in the city. As far as I put out there, I'm just the good kid in the mad city. You know what I mean? I put out the positive out there, but they don't know the negatives I had to go through.
Facts.
Inspiration came from me growing up in Compton. My album represents one day of me living in the city.
A story about a group of teens just trying to fit in.
So while old boy wanna cherish the strippers, Kendrick Lamar has a different story to tell. His music affects different people, and that makes a difference.
Way out, trying their best to escape the influences.
It took me my whole life to write this album. All my achievements, all my failures, everything is within this album.
The album is really about me moving on with my life, moving on from the past. Everybody knows Kendrick Lamar for, who I am now, but in order to gain that insight, I had to come from this place. This place of loneliness, darkness, evil. Nobody knows that.
I talk about murder, I talk about violence, I talk about all of that. But the backstory behind it is Who gives the consequences for it? Who gonna pay for these things? Not to glorify it, to educate you on it, to know that it's real.
A lot of people think it's really just, about me, but it's really a reflection on the people I grew up around. A lot of people that they call delinquents.
I embrace alcoholism, gang violence, brutality on my people, simply because it's topics that I'm most familiar with. It's hard to stop a habit. This is what we've been seeing since 1-2 years old.
It is crazy because the old boy tries to rap about it when Kendrick lived that lifestyle, man, growing up. Good, bad, wrong, indifferent. You take it how you want to take it. But you can't rap about this lifestyle if you never lived it. That's why a lot of people do not mess with old boy. It is what it is. Take it how you want to take it.
Inside the family.
The half of the story of kids in Compton is just basically good kids in a mad city. I feel that we all good kids in a mad city. You know what I mean? It all stems from being a kid, and it's just the shit you exposed to. You know what I mean? I was exposed to it too.
From Compton, I could have easily came out and said, I did this, I did that. I done killed a whole bunch of niggas. I done just getting off fact where I'm from. But that ain't me. I gotta talk about my reality. You know what I'm saying? I gotta talk about something a little bit more deeper than that.
I'm doing it in a way where it's respectful. Not only from them, but from the world. I'm not putting a bad name on the cities.
Compton has so much negativity, and we're not capable of anything else. And I felt like music was, a positive light.
I go through these neighborhoods, they say, keep telling the message, keep telling our story, and keep putting a twist on it rather than just glorifying it. That gives me enough hope and enough encouragement to keep doing what I'm doing, rather than let the media portray something that they think just to sell records.
I always had this premeditated that there was going to be my album cover for years, because it represents so much, not only the household I grew up in, but just a lot of people's lives that just came up, in the ghetto and in urban neighborhoods. That's my uncle right here. Both of them are uncles. Okay. All the way to the right, that's my grandfather.
And a baby bottle next to a 40 ounce, next to a gang sign, holding a kid. It's not just music to me. It's not just music to me.
You won't understand it, man.
Storytelling was the whole niche of the album. I want to bring that back into the game. I just go through a breakdown as if I'm reading a book, and how I want people to hear this from a book sequence.
And I just thought of this crazy, idea to tell this story about, my life, a situation that happened in my life in one day, and make it a short film. It's not 25 years, and then album is just that one day, and that's a short film to me.
We're in the era of ringtone rap. We're in the era of where rappers, it's all about the hooks. What kind of deal with the devil did you make to be able to make good music and actually be getting attention for it?
I make albums that have that type of longevity. If not, I can just give you a whole bunch of singles on one record. I make albums where I want you to go back and listen to.
Facts. Are you listening to Tootsie Slide right now? Are you listening to Hot Lean Bling, whatever the fuck that song is called? Yes or no? Tootsie Slide got #1. The Lies You Tell.
100 times. I love fun records. I love having fun. I love records that's on the radio. But it also needs that balance. And that's what I think I'm here for.
So I did go to the GNX concert. Tour fire, man.
Tremendous year, man. A lot of accolades. A lot of people enjoy the album. I've been touring all around the world, from this album, and just seeing people responding how they relate to it. So it's been a very, very productive year. Great reception, great response, great numbers, great reviews.
The album dropped, and then the same thing that's been happening with my, career since day one, just word of mouth.
I feel great about it, for the fact, I went into this album making sure I didn't do nothing half-stepping, I wanted 110% just greatness and, keeping it original as possible. And I'm glad that everybody's aware of that and recognize it for that.
He's dope. That's what you wanted to know? What I thought about Kendrick?
I know you saw Pharrell's tweet. You're saying but this era's Bob Dylan.
Crazy.
Yeah, he one of the next out of Compton. He's one of the next, to me, in America, period. He's one of the next. And the Grammy goes to Macklemore and Ryan Lewis.
Kendrick is a friend of mine. He's somebody that I love his music. And in my opinion, has the best rap album of the year. I think we made a great album. I think that Kendrick made a better rap album.
Did you ever feel any way about him posting the text message or anything like that?
Yeah, I think it was uncalled for, to be 100 with you. I think for confirmation from the world, you know, he probably felt like he had to put it out there, which he didn't need to do. He didn't need to do, but you're a cool dude. But, you know, sometimes the card folds like that.
What do you want people to say about the album, you know, 24 hours after? I mean,
What do I want?
It's gonna be a classic?
Yeah, 10 years down the line, it'll be a classic.
They will be calling it classic.
Yeah,
They definitely will be, because I went in the studio making sure I did nothing less, you know, than something that's classic worthy.
Right now, it's a great album.
3 mixtapes in, 1 commercial album.
Right.
What's going on with album number 2?
It's in the process.
It's in the process?
We're cooking.
You know what's funny, man? My first album, Good Kid, Mad City, was like a super commercial success. I knew I wouldn't be able to give that experience again.
I went into this album knowing that I couldn't remake a Good Kid, Mad City. It wouldn't be a Good Kid, Mad City Part 2, none of that. The second album is always put in the industry to be your commercial outbreak, your huge commercial outbreak.
You know, and you want to have these type of radio records. But for the simple fact saying I want to do it my way, it shows a lot of courage and a lot of integrity. When I went to Africa and I got to see other people's problems, you know, they struggle 10 times harder. Going out there really inspired. I wrote a lot of records off the album just by visiting South Africa.
It really not only catapulted that album, but just my experience as a human.
Knowing that it was a bigger world than the reality I live in. To get out of Compton and see other places around the world, that's not just what I know.
This whole time, my whole youth until my teenage years to my early adulthood, I felt like this 4 corners, these 4 blocks of Compton, that's it. There's nothing outside of that. Like, you can't tell me no different.
When I said we didn't have a Caucasian kid from elementary, middle school to high school, I never seen one. I'm serious. Taking, you know, a group of people, you know, that haven't seen the world and put them in these places that they haven't necessarily seen only on TV.
It was me explaining my experiences and what emotions it brought up from that experience and telling them like, yo, it's something bigger than Compton and where we're from.
Showing them something different other than the neighborhood and them being excited about it. That's why you have all the wild faces on there.
Does the crew come out every time you come to Compton?
Yeah. yeah. The feeling was missing home. The feeling was I should be with my family right now when they're going through hardships with the loss of my dearly friends.
I'm gonna say this: the crew Kendrick Lamar grew up with, not the crew he bought. He grew up with these guys. Old boys buying the love. Kendrick has the love from growing up with these people. It is what it is. Take it how you want to take it, old boy. This is why you are jealous, envious.
It's constantly passing while I'm out on this road. I probably lost more friends in this past summer than any other summer. Cherokee, he was like my little brother, you know, and he was on the right path. But, you know, things happen where, you know, sometimes the good are in the wrong places, and that's exactly what happened.
What happened to him?
He got shot.
And after hear about his passing, it messes you up. All the way.
When I say gangbang and make me kill a blacker than me, this is my life. I'm not speaking to the community. I'm not speaking of the community. I am the community.
And I still deal with these situations today where I have hate towards another guy because he killed my homeboy.
Did you hear that? I am the community. I am the culture, man. Come on, man. Come on. What are we talking about?
I'm on tour. If I still feel like that, then I'm part of the problem rather than the solution.
It messes your brain up because you live in this life. You still have to face realities of this. I gotta get back off that tour bus and go to these funerals, you know, go talk to my moms and talk to their aunties, the kids that you know lost their lives.
Crazy. I am the community while old boys making music for the strippers. Think about that. Old boy said he's making music for the strippers while Kendrick is making music for the community. What lasts longer? Come on now. Think about it.
I'm learning to deal with the responsibility of, being someone that the kids actually look up to. And I hated the word role model, but you can't run from it. Like I said, when I went out to these shows and I seen these kids saying, we live by your music and what you're talking about, that's something that you gotta accept.
And the Grammy goes to Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar.
You got most Grammy nominations for a rapper in a year. You made history already.
#1 album 2 weeks in a row.
Okay.
But he doesn't care about all that. He doesn't care about all that.
You can have the platinum album, when you still feel like you haven't found your place in the world. It kind of gives a crazy offset. When you still feel like you're not comfortable. Where's the feeling in that? Winning awards and accolades is great, but it's not confirmation of success for me. The success of that record didn't come from the accolades and the awards. For me, it came from people going out there and singing all right in the middle of these streets and taking pride and dignity into where they come from and where they want to go.
Did you catch that? Lamar stated his views on police brutality with that line in the song, quote, "And we hate the po-po, want to kill us in the street." Oh, sure.
Not helpful at all. This is why I say that hip-hop has done more damage to young African Americans than racism in recent years.
How can you take a song that's about hope and turn it into hate?
That came out.
You know what I'm saying? The message, the overall message is we gonna be all right. It's not the message of I want to kill people.
Please. I don't like it.
To Pimp a Butterfly will be the thought of changing the world. Damn will be the idea I can't change the world until I change myself. I think Damn is a hybrid of all these projects. It was me finally being able to take the message behind the Pimp a Butterfly, the sonics and the beats slapping on Good Kid, and the rawness of just being able to do what I want like I did on Section 80. When I take all three of these, it makes a hybrid of Damn for me. We wanted to make it for all arenas. Car, we want you to be in the club, say flying, listen to it and just vibing to it. At the same time, we want to have some lyrical content where it connect emotions you can relate to. You know what I mean?
Why Damn?
It was so many different ways you can put it in my head. It was like from the concept, damn if I do, damn if I don't. The loudness of the record, it just screamed that in my face. When I think of DNA, when I think of Humble, when I think about these records, it just felt like that.
Why just a single word for every song?
I write a verse and do the whole song, then I feel or look at words that I feel like capture that emotion. That word comes across in some of the lyrics, and I just pull that word out. That actual word is what represents the whole idea of the song.
But what does it feel like to be on stage and see your fans singing and rapping the words back to you?
Man, it's an incredible feeling.
And them fans know every word.
The moment I write the lyrics and to see people rapping these lyrics from that raw emotion, from the feelings that I was feeling at the moment, that's magic to me.
The Grammy goes to Damn, Kendrick Lamar.
Congratulations, Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar!
So forever, I really appreciate this moment. I'm always had love for y'all. I will be back.
Cities across the United States remain in a state of high tension tonight as the country braces itself for another wave of protests over the death of George Floyd.
I want to live forever. You know what I'm saying? And to Pimp a Butterfly is one of the moments where 20 years from now, it'll probably be a little bit more prevalent than it is today.
And one of the celebrities or artists that's been quiet is Kendrick Lamar.
He should be doing something. You cannot stay quiet when your entire platform for the last 6 years has been Black Lives Matter.
Kendrick? Did you hear that, Kendrick?
You always reveal a lot, but it sounds like your most personal body of work.
Yeah, this is my most present. I've had a hard time expressing that vulnerability in person with people, but I found a way to express it through music. That was my way of communicating.
During that process, I made the album, and it was therapy for me because in these certain circumstances of trying to communicate, you get a little bit insecure. You start doubting yourself. You start wondering why you're here.
Because that was my most intimate. I want to go inside of my own psyche and my own personal withdrawals and see how it connects with the public and who can relate.
One of my favorite lines in the album is where Wood say, "You really need to go to therapy." And I say, real niggas don't go to therapy. Because that's how niggas feel, you know what I'm saying? We grow up where our parents don't know about that, our grandparents don't know about that. You live and you experience the shit that you go through and you deal with it right then and there, or you don't never deal with it. We forget that if we're stronger on the inner core, ain't nothing nobody else can do.
I didn't know you were suffering from depression the way you said you was on the album.
Is this real? Is there poetic license? Like where did that come from? What prompted that?
It's a drastic change when you're around so many different faces that you don't quite understand and meet different people and things are going on back home that it's out of your control to handle, you know what I'm saying?
How can I really have love for my partner next to me, you know, if I don't know who I am? How can I have love for my city if I don't know who I am? First and foremost, I want to thank my family for giving me the courage, you know, and the vulnerability to share these stories and share my truth with this album.
They're talking about us.
Talking about you?
Yeah. Talking about us. He's talking about his family.
Yeah.
Push your team, Meek Mills, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, J Electron, Tyler McMillan. I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you niggas.
Did you know when you went in just to do that verse that it would take and it would have this kind of impact?
No, I didn't know until after you see the hooray and hoorah about it. The fact that hip hop hasn't been shaken up in a long time. Hip hop is a sport, so you're gonna have these little spits and spats, and it's all good because personally I respect these dudes as, you know, as people. I think people forgot that I'm actually from the West Coast. The aggression that we have in our music, I can't run from that.
My intent was to always keep, I think from day one was to always keep the nature of it as a sport. This has always been the core definition of who I am.
That's all. I'm influenced by Cuba. I'm influenced by Dre. You know, I grew up off gangster rap and that aggression always been.
All of a sudden, it just fucked the whole game up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Drake is here in Sound 97. You should get into a rap battle.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Look at this scary ass nigga right here.
That would be great.
I feel like that's just.
I think
look at him.
The moment. He's giving people like moments, you know, like that verse was a moment to talk.
Yeah,
about.
that moment still whooping your ass. That moment still whooping your
Are you
ass.
listening to it now at this point in time?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
You seem just now a little irritated by it. No?
Really? It was real cool for like, you know, a couple weeks. But like, if I ask you, for example, like, how does that verse
10 years later.
start?
Fight is over.
The Grammy goes to Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar.
You just came off a huge Grammy wins. You walked away with 5 awards. It has been a little bit mind-bending that you created this massive cultural award-winning anthem out of a battle rap song.
I just think about the culture, really. When people talk about rap, man, the conversations I hear, they think it's just rap and it's not an actual art form. So I love to see that it gets that type of recognition for just straight raps. From awards to the billboards, all that, because this is just as big as an art form and a genre as any other genre.
Juneteenth, Kendrick
Bet you I
Lamar
will.
announced a concert called Pop Out.
every section, every known and probably unknown section of LA's gang members were in one place at the same time. By any other metric of any other time, they would be in the streets killing each other, and now they're all inside in one place right now. Maybe for the good of unity, the good of the community, maybe Drake should try one more time.
I wanted to go back to the forefront of just the bite and just the grit of rap. Just all raps and hard ass beats. That's like the basics for me. I thought about what I used to like when I was a kid. Hard raps, good beats, that's smacking, right? But I always had that DNA. And you heard that DNA a little bit on Good Kid, Mad City, but I wanted to tell my story first, right? Fast forward to GNX, I felt it was just a perfect time because not only the energy was lost, but it was the energy that was bubbling.
Each Kendrick Lamar album is different, while Old Boy makes the same old music. He makes the music for the strippers and the bitches, and that's what he said.
Inside of me as well. It was a great transition from Mr. Morale because that was my most intimate. I want to go inside of my own psyche and my own personal withdrawals and see how it connects with the public and who can relate. During this time around, I think it was necessary coming out of that cocoon and feeling like, okay, I arrived now. I can spread my wings and show every state of who I am as far as Kendrick Lamar.
What the deal, everybody? My name Kendrick Lamar, and I'll be performing at Super Bowl 59. Will you be pulling up? I hope so.
Did you ever think we'd be at the Super Bowl with this?
I wasn't thinking about no Super Bowl.
You never thought about the Super Bowl?
I wasn't thinking about no Super Bowl for sure.
Seeing you perform with Dr. Dre at the halftime show 3 years ago, we already felt like that was the most hip-hop, beautiful halftime show ever. And now for you to come back and be the first solo hip-hop artist to headline, how does it feel being the artist to hit that milestone? And, just your thoughts on what that means about hip-hop's progression and impact over the years.
For me, that should mean everything because it puts the culture on the forefront where it needs to be and not minimized to just a catchy song or verse. This is a true art form. So to represent it on this type of stage, it's like, I don't take it for granted at all as far as the art form,
Kendrick Lamar is Compton. Kendrick Lamar is the county building that me and my moms had to walk to every month. Kendrick Lamar is an everyday person telling stories about lives that, reflect not only me, but the people that's listening.
It's crazy. I done seen all these videos, whoever put this together, I done seen all of them at various times.
Kendrick Lamar is a human being, period. No gimmicks, no nothing. I display emotions of feeling, hurt, pain, depression, happiness. And I think I'm just, that's the right word for it, a human being. That's Kendrick.
So yeah, man, this was a great video, a real great video. In Kendrick Lamar words, wow, old boy want to play gangster. He want to play gangster. Kendrick is from that. He didn't live that lifestyle. He don't glorify it like old boy want to glorify it. This is why old boy is jealous of Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick is the king of this shit right now. But let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Over to the session. I'm out of here.